Hello, happiness abounders, and welcome back. Today I want to dive into what's one of my most commonly asked questions and then connect that to building confidence. So here we go. One of the most commonly asked questions I get when someone discovers that I have a daily show is, what happens when you just wake up and you don't want to do it? Have we all been there with anything we have to do every day? You wake up and you're like, I just don't want to do this today. I just don't want to bother with it. I'm tired. It was a long night. I have a busy day today. I don't want to do it. I think we get that a lot if we're trying to work out daily or read daily or whatever it may be. But how many of you guys have ever felt that way? And I think a lot of you must have, because it's my most commonly asked question when someone sees I have a daily show and they're like, man, how can you do that every day? Like, is there any days you just wake up and you just don't want to do it? Yeah, that's today. Today I woke up and I was just like, oh, I'm so tired. I had a long day, long day yesterday. I have a long day in front of me today and I'm tired. And I'm like, man, today's a day where, as much as I love doing the podcast, I struggled to sit down in front of the microphone, in front of the video camera, and talk. And I want to share that with you today because I think that we all have days like that. But how does that build into confidence? It builds into confidence because recording a podcast episode daily is a way that I can continue to build my confidence. And I am tracking that I'm doing it daily to build my confidence. As you may know, the only time I don't record an episode on a weekday is if I am so sick that it will compromise the audio, or if I'm having technical difficulties that I can't figure out in 10 minutes. So if I can't figure it out and I have to go wake up my husband and he can't figure it out, then I'm like, man, I'm just gonna have to go without one today. But those are the only two times that are acceptable for me to not do an episode, right? I've put in my loopholes. Yesterday's episode, all about what works for you, what doesn't. I've put in my 2 loopholes so that if I miss an episode because I'm sick, I'm not beating myself up and it's not like I feel guilty. But same thing if it's technical difficulties, because I am not the most technically savvy person in the world and I can't beat myself up for something not working, and I will figure it out and be ready for the next day. So I have my loopholes, but by tracking and reporting that I am able to do a podcast every day, I've built my confidence in being able to do a podcast. Specifically, when I can do it on days when I am tired and I don't feel like doing it. Does any of that resonate? Now, I want to also say, I love the podcast. I love you guys as my listeners. This is not me being like, I'm here and I didn't want to be. No, I want to be. Just like any other goal you have, like, you want it, but then days come that are hard days and you're like, oh, it would just be so good to let that slide today. That's where I'm coming from. This is not coming from I hate doing this, because I don't. I love it. I couldn't do it every day if I didn't love it. I couldn't do it every day even when I don't want to do it if I didn't love it. But by tracking and reporting that I'm doing it every day, by having a few loophole areas for me, I can build my confidence. And here's the thing, when we do stuff on the days we don't want to do it, that's when we get a major confidence boost, because we pushed through the hard times and did what we said we were going to do. When we can do that, that's when we can look back and go, yeah, I totally knocked it out of the park on that one. And this is me. I've done it confidently. This is awesome. The other pro of tracking things regularly, I recommend daily, tracking and reporting on things daily as it regards to your goals and building confidence, is that you build that confidence over time. They say you can't build confidence by researching and wishing and wishing. You have to, wishing and wishing, right? But you have to build your confidence by doing. You don't feel qualified by doing all the research, getting all the degrees, and never having the experience. You feel qualified by having the experience. This is no different. So in days where I have a hard time getting up, the thoughts that come to my mind is that, I don't know what I'm doing, and I'm worthless at this. It's not making an impact. It's not making a difference. I get all of these thoughts that really are like leveling down my confidence. But because I have a long library of daily episodes behind me, and a long library of episodes where I was like, oh, I'm struggling today, I'm able to know on days like today that those thoughts aren't necessarily true, and that I am qualified to be here. I am capable of being here because I've done it before. And the only way I know that on a consistent basis is because I'm tracking and reporting on that. I have episode numbers. I know how many episodes I've done. That's tracking. Reporting. I have analytics that show me how my episodes are doing. And if I miss a day, of course, I'm going to lose that reporting capability because that episode didn't happen. So I can take days like today, think back to my tracking and reporting, and see that I have worked through these days before, have the confidence to sit down in front of the microphone and camera today and talk about this. So it's purely coincidental that today's episode is about tracking and reporting, and I really struggled today because it's been on my schedule. As you know, if you have been following me since December, I built out the entire theme weeks for this year in December. So each week's theme and then the 5 subcategory episodes within that theme, I built those up and in a couple of weeks for the entire year. So it's purely coincidental that today is about tracking and building your confidence, and today's the perfect day for it because I am struggling to be here, and I can be here and have the confidence to know I can do this and do a good job because I have the tracking and reporting to back me up, and that has built my confidence to know I can make it through hard days like today. So I share this because I hope that it can be applicable, and I hope that it can resonate with you on a level that works for whatever your goal may be. I have found that for me, when I can do things daily, that's when I can change my life. And so tracking and reporting daily is a huge asset in being able to change my life for the positive, in being able to build my confidence, and being able to remind myself that I am capable of doing hard things, or I'm capable of doing easy things on hard days. So I hope that this episode resonates with you. I hope it connects. If it does, or you think that it would connect with a friend or a family member, coworker, acquaintance, be sure to share it. You can tag me at Happiness Abound blog on Facebook and happiness_abound on Instagram. I'll repeat that. That's Happiness Abound blog on Facebook, happiness_abound on Instagram. Would love to see if this episode resonated with you. Love to see how you work through those hard days and still get your confidence and your goals. And would just love to know what you think of the show. Another way you can share your thoughts on the show is to rate and review on your listening platform of choice. Some platforms have them, some don't. So if you're looking to leave a review and the platform you choose doesn't have a reviewing system, head on over to iTunes, check out Happiness Abound, and you can just click that 5-star button, or you can leave a review through there. I would love to see your reviews, would love to hear from you, would love to know what you thought of this episode, and please share it with a friend if you think it would help them, if it helped you. So all of that said, share the episode, remember to track and report. You can do it on these hard days, and above everything else, remember, you are capable of happiness abound.